All right. Hello. All right, everyone. This is the AEW Dynamite. Augusto All Elite Podcast Dynamite predictions. My friend, my whole co-host Cody.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So we're
My,
gonna start. We're gonna start off right away,
all right. Yeah.
and I'm just gonna go through what's on tomorrow, May 5th or May 4th, episode of Dynamite. So we got the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament qualifier, another one where Jeff Hardy makes his singles debut against Bobby Fish. Wardlow goes against MJF's mystery opponent. Um, the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship will be um, determined. It's a champion versus champion match because there's an interim championship against the champion. So Diana Perazzo will make her AEW Dynamite debut versus Mercedes Martinez, the interim champion. Trios match: the Butcher, the Blade, and Angelico will go against the Blackpool Combat Club in a good trios match, and then a grudge match. Chris Jericho will go against his former Inner Circle member brother Santana. So that's what's planned for tomorrow night's May 4th um, episode of Dynamite. So let's start off with the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament qualifier: Jeff Hardy versus Bobby Fish. What's your predictions? What are your overall thoughts about this match?
Man, what are thoughts that Jeff Hardy will win this match? It will lead to Hardy versus Darby Allin in the Owens tournament. And honestly, like, like, it was like Jeff Hardy versus. Oh yeah, the other guy mostly will be a tag expert with Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, Bobby Fish. Yeah. So Jeff Hardy's gonna win this match. Will mostly lead down the road to a Hardy versus Darby Allin Owen Hart tournament match. That'll be quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have some interaction from Jeff Hardy and Sting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I think this match is kind of like even for me. I don't know who's gonna win here because I mean the undisputed elite or Adam Cole didn't say that the undisputed elite will probably be prevalent in this tournament, and so far Kyle O'Reilly has qualified, and so has Adam Cole. So the only person left in the undisputed elite to qualify is Bobby Fish. I don't know if he's gonna um, qualify, but I would believe it if he does. Especially since Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's getting up there in age. He's not moving as well as he used to. And obviously, I would like to see a Jeff Hardy Darby Allin match as well, but maybe it's more suitable in a bigger stage and with more story to kind of back it up because Jeff Hardy can't move as well as he used to uh, now. And I think Jeff Hardy could win this match as well, but I don't know who I'd pick. I'll probably say that Jeff Hardy wins, but that Jeff Hardy doesn't go against Darby Allin yet because I don't know. I don't know what makes more sense. I think Jeff Hardy would make more sense, but Bobby Fish is also part of the undisputed elite, and
Yeah.
that was the whole thing too.
Yeah.
So is that it for this match?
Yes, probably it.
Okay, so the next match that we're gonna discuss here is Wardlow versus MJF's mystery opponent, who is set to be W Morrissey from Impact,
Yeah.
the former Big Cass. What do you think about this? So who's gonna win?
I'm gonna go with Warlow. It is important for the storyline that Warlow wins against W. Morrison, and
Yeah,
Morrison could take a loss, and it's gonna lead to build towards Warlow versus John Spears and Dynamite, and then will lead to MJF versus Warlow at Double or Nothing.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, they still need a. I mean, unless this match is not gonna be happening at Double or Nothing itself, because Double or Nothing is still, or when's Double or Nothing? Is it? Is it in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks? I mean, it might be like coming up real soon, so that might make more sense. You kind of set up the Sean Spears match then a match or a week of building the MJF match, actually
Oh,
giving setting it up, and then MJF was Wardlow at Wardlow or nothing. I think Wardlow wins as well. I think W Morrissey will probably pose a threat here, and I think Wardlow does win.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that's it with this match. The Ring of
Yeah.
Honor Women's World Championship will be defended. Will be decided. Diana
Right.
Purrazzo will go against Mercedes Martinez. Who do you think will win? This is a close one.
I would go with Martinez for the win, mostly because Peraza is signed to Impact and Tony Khan wants AEW sign wrestler to his company to win the ROH a title from his company mostly. And Peraza, once her contract runs out, she could get the belt back from Mercedes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think Purrazzo. I would want Purrazzo to win. I think she's too good in this championship. If the only reason why I would see Purrazzo losing this match is if you want Diana Purrazzo to be more of an AEW talent rather than a Ring of Honor talent. I know that she's not signed or anything, but if event, I mean, I have to assume that Tony Khan does want to sign Diana Purrazzo at some point when he can, when he can sign her. Um, and I think having Diana Purrazzo on AEW is more of a priority than having her in Ring of Honor, especially since I would say she's the best wrestler in the world
Yeah,
outside of WWE.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I would want Diana. I wouldn't want Diana Purrazzo to like necessarily lose this match, but I do think that Mercedes Martinez has a chance of beating Diana Purrazzo here.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next match is the trios match. You know, the Butcher, the Blade, and Angelico. Angelico makes his return to Dynamite after months of not seeing him at at Dynamite. With Jack Evans or without Jack Evans. And then the Blackpool, they're going against Blackpool Combat Club. Who's gonna win here? What are your
Blackpool
thoughts?
Combat Club. Most
Yeah,
club is mostly a squash trios match to show the Combat Club how dangerous they are.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like what has happened like the last 2 weeks. I'm getting a little bit. Um, I know people really like the Blackpool Combat Club and everything, but I'm getting a little bit tired of these trios matches. I would rather have some type of story progress. Because there hasn't really been much story other than I look at these people and look at how bad they beat their opponents up.
Yeah,
And I don't think this is gonna be any different than that. This is probably setting up like a trios title at some point, but until we get that title, I mean, this isn't gonna serve much purpose other than to highlight the Blackpool Combat Club as well as it has been highlighted before. Um, I'd rather see like singles matches between Brian Dennison. I mean, imagine Brian Dennison having singles matches like he was having before the Blackpool Combat Club. I think this has him hindered Brian Dennison's greatness. Rather than expose its greatness because he's not really a trios or tag team wrestler. He's a singles wrestler. That's, he had an aura that he still has here, but it's a it's a trios match. It's not a singles match. Then these people are singles wrestlers,
yeah,
not trios.
yeah,
But yeah, is
yeah,
that it with this match?
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go to this last match, a grudge match. Chris Jericho will go against one of his brothers or his former brothers in the inner circle, uh, Santana. So Chris Jericho versus Santana. Who do you think is gonna win? And what are your opinions about this match?
I'm gonna go with Jericho for the win. And this match is more of a grudge match. Yeah, even though it's really like a storyline grudge with Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho is most likely to get the win, but eventually, long term, the storyline is gonna get will have some impact story with the Jericho versus Kingston feud. Like eventually they'll bring in like someone to join in with with Kingston and Santana Ortiz eventually.
You think so? Who do you
Yeah.
think? Who do you think would come and join them? And who would be believable?
Let's see. Hernandez is out because he's with MLW. He's out. The believable thing I would put him with is either like it was like not Conan. Conan is too old to wrestle, hurt to wrestle.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
Oh yeah, Homicide. Either Homicide or Claudio 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 formerly Cesaro. I put in either.
okay, Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, if Cesaro is signed to AEW, I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston and Cesaro, I think of history. I don't know. I wasn't watching back then. The Independence or whatever. But I think they do have some type of history that would make sense to why they would be you know allied to each other. But the homicide thing, I think currently he's in NWA and he's a champion over there, the light heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's possible right now. So I think Cesaro probably makes sense. I don't know if you bring him in for this match specifically. I think Chris Jericho does get the win with cheating um through the whatever it's called, the Jericho Appreciation Society, and Chris Jericho
Yeah.
beats Santana.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I hear.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. Next match.
I think that's it for Dynamite preview.
You want anything from the Chinese restaurant?
Give me a minute. I'll tell Joe.
All right.
I gotta think about it.
All right. Oh, hi. I just talked to my mom. All right. Can you tell me again?
Yeah, I think that's it for the Dynamite preview. I think unless you have anything else
Oh
to
yeah.
discuss.
Mom says to give her a minute. She'll decide. She'll come to talk to you. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Oh yeah. Other news we need to talk about. Like, let's see. Any news we could talk about? The one that I sent you.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Stu Grayson situation. It seems like Stu Grayson isn't in the AEW page anymore, and that seems to indicate that maybe some contract negotiations fell through, and maybe it expired. Um, more details have been coming up and saying that Stu Grayson and Tony Khan did want a contract to formulate, but it just couldn't get done by the time that it was expired, and it did expire, and everything seems to point toward it being an amicable you know business deal, but a deal wasn't worked out, and maybe in the future Stu Grayson will come back, but as of right now the contract is expired and he's no longer a part of All Elite Wrestling. What are your thoughts about this? Overall thoughts about Stu Grayson leaving AEW?
My thoughts is that Stu Grayson is in ring skills are good, and in fact he's amazing in ring style. He's good, but luckily I think there's more to meet the eye with Tony Khan. They're working on a new agreement, something backstage like, so he ain't gonna go away completely from AEW. He'll probably have a backstage position as a coach for Ring of Honor or etc.
Right. And we saw, I mean, I think, I don't know if you saw it in Twitter, uh, the little shoot thing that they did on BT, I think it was, where he was directing himself to Hangman Page and how, like, complaining about how, you know, he was sitting and catering. A lot of the people in the Dark Order were sitting and catering and just accompanying Hangman Page while Hangman Page was getting the matches and the minutes on AEW Dynamite, and they were just behind him and in catering whenever they could have had the chance to wrestle, which they're there to wrestle. They're not there to sit backstage or anything like that. And I'm sure there was some sort of shoot nature to that clip that was passed around on Twitter. I'm pretty sure that he probably was disgruntled about his position in AEW, and I wouldn't, I wouldn't doubt it, because obviously people could say, "Oh, AEW is the greatest company in the world," but in reality, it's just like any other company. There's politics involved. Sometimes, the the top people will remain the top people, and sometimes you're slotted as a mid carder, lower mid carder, and that's where you're gonna be. And if you're slotted there and you're not happy with that position, sometimes leaving the promotion is the best way. I mean, look at Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes probably was asking Tony Khan for a better position in AEW, and Tony Khan probably didn't see it that way. But Tony Khan probably saw Cody Rhodes as a face of the company, but as a mid carder, and Cody Rhodes wasn't happy with that. So he said, "I'll bet on myself and show you that I am a main eventer." And now he's in WWE and he's doing just that. The Stu Grayson could do that anywhere if he is truly out of AEW now, and I'm sure he could prove some people wrong over there in AEW.
Yeah, he would. He'll prove a lot of people wrong.
Um, Now this kind of like begs to like question what's the future for Evil Uno? Maybe Evil Uno becomes a singles wrestler, and he has wrestled a couple of matches as a singles wrestler. It's not something that's foreign to him or anything, but I mean, what does it do to the Dark Order or things like that? If Stu Grayson is really out of AEW,
Yeah,
maybe this leads to Evil Uno uh, leaving AEW as well, or maybe there
yeah,
was, I don't know. Maybe they both had different things in mind in terms of what they wanted to do in that company. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so that's that. Unless you have anything else to add to that situation, I got something else we could talk about though.
All right, let's go ahead.
So I think it was yesterday, or it was confirmed that Roderick Strong had told WWE that he wanted his release, and this is after you know being prominently used in NXT and all that, the Diamond Mine and all that, and surely he wants to get released to go to AEW or whatever. And I think there was also reports saying that WWE has rejected that request to release. What are your thoughts about Roderick Strong potentially leaving WWE, and it being denied?
Well, I see Ryder Strong leaving WWE, but I don't put him with the Undisputed Elite yet. I put him on a Ring of Honor first, like a singles run, like build him a new character. It's like the Dynamite should have done for Ryder Strong, but WWE, but partly WWE released some of the stars from Diamond Mine that was going to be important for Roger Strong's character change.
So you think that he would serve a better use at in Ring of Honor rather than AEW?
Now he could be a good user in AEW, but I would have him go like start back like start with Ring of Honor first, since he had history with Ring of Honor, and he could AEW can help him build our new character in Ring of Honor, and that could be transitioned to AEW Dynamite.
So
That's it.
you don't want him to go to the why don't you want him to go to the Undisputed Elite? I think with all this, uh, everything happened with the Bullet Club, with the Undisputed Elite, with everything that all the people in Bullet Club outside of WWE. Now, recently, I think Roger Strong would to to be involved with those people, because he is a former Undisputed Era member, and he'd be fit right into the Undisputed Elite as well. So I don't know why he wouldn't go there. I think that is his character. His character is an Undisputed Era member, isn't it?
Yeah, it would probably be.
And he's a great worker too. He's a great wrestler. So I mean, unless I think he could be a potential TNT champion. He's a really good wrestler. He would be one of the top wrestlers in that in that promotion. But you know, I think uh, he needs that undisputed era or undisputed elite behind him in order to like win and all that.
Yeah.
Uh, One thing that I feel like if he does end up leaving, I think Cody Rhodes should go to NXT or Roderick Strong should come to Raw for 1 week and just have that one match against each other. Roderick Strong against Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had him um, in his list when he had left WWE in 2016, and he never got to do it since Roderick Strong went to NXT. And now that he's leaving, he should probably get to that quick um, because he's not going to be able to do it in the next, whatever multi years. Cody Rhodes will be in WWE now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's about it. Unless you have other news, other discussions
That's
that
about
we
it.
could have. That's about it. All
Yeah.
right, so let's end
All
this
right.
then.
Yeah, that's about it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to AEW Dynamite previews. This is Augusto Production. Me, Richie, and Tattoo Cody, and we're out. Bye, everyone.